Good afternoon, folks. We are the Philosophy Club Radio Hour. You are listening to KDUX Web Radio, broadcast live from Richland College in Dallas, Texas. We are the voice of Richland College. Views expressed on this show are our own unless otherwise stated and do not reflect the opinion of KDUX Web Radio, Richland College, or the DCCCD. Today's topic is cyber ethics.
Why are you doing ASMR?
For fun.
I'm thoroughly concerned.
Okay, so today
This
apparently
is not the dark web.
it. Wait, dot the onion. Wait, what is it? Wait, why do I know this? Okay, this is because I'm Matthew's sister. This was Matthew's topic. Matthew is not here today.
And I am no one's sister.
Shout out, Matt. Cameron can be my sister. I'll adopt her for the day. She's like, what, just for the day?
Just for the day? Geez, am I that horrible?
Well, I'm just kidding. Okay.
You are on live, like,
Television.
radio right now.
Yeah, radio.
Not
Yes.
television.
The cameras won't work today, so you're gonna have to get by listening to our sexy voices. Wish you could see Cameron's face right now. Okay. All right. So it's only me and Cameron today because no one else wanted to show up.
Y'all suck.
Yes. Talking to you. Let's see, what's their name? What? Wait.
We don't even remember.
No, I had a blank. Talking to you, Marcus, Orlando, Trace, and
Matt.
yeah, and Raphael, and anybody else who usually comes.
Casper.
Manzi. I take that back. Casper, the friendly ghost.
He's so unfriendly.
I know he is. He's actually here with us
Do you understand
today.
how we're, like, filling the air right now? That's, like, really cringy.
It kind of is. Okay, so today's topic is cyber ethics.
Not that
So-
other stuff we just said.
No, we're not going to talk about Casper the Prince. Yeah, okay, I can't talk.
Unfriendly ghost.
The unfriendly ghost, guys.
I unfriended him on Facebook.
How rude. He blocked you, so.
Like, after he told me that I wasn't, like, ghost hipped or, like, up to date with the, like, new slang terms of, like, 2019.
It's because you're not white.
I can't deny that.
Hey. Okay.
That was really awkward. Okay, just
Yes, cyber ethics, y'all. We're like the least. We're not even like the good people to talk about cyber ethics. I'm probably one of the most untechnical people I know. I mean, I know how to do some technical things, but
I didn't start using, like, social media until, like, my junior year of high school. And by then it had been out for, like, 4 years. So
yeah. I think I got a Facebook when I was 20, and then I was like, oh yeah, only old people use this now. Shut up, Manzi. What is wrong with me today? Okay.
And our parents and our grandparents and our great grandparents and, like,
Yes.
people that are, like, 6 feet below.
Exactly. So, the topic was more or less like, is it ethical to? I'm going to look it up because I don't actually remember
Hack the
the
FBI's
question.
database.
Don't say that on the air.
True, they could be listening. I'm sorry.
We were joking, FBI. Wait, what's his name? Ralph in IT. Shout out Nathaniel.
Wait, who's our FBI director?
Ralph in
remember.
IT.
No, hold on. Like, I'm really trying to remember.
She can't remember.
It's not Comey. That's why I'm trying to remember who came after him, and I don't remember.
Okay, so where does the... I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for this. Where does the boundary of privacy lie in the world of cyber defense? So more or less, it's a question of how much privacy do we not deserve, but how much privacy do we get? So in a world where everything
no
is
privacy on the
consistently,
internet.
yeah, exactly. In a world where people are consistently putting things on the internet, I am at this place at this moment. Here's a picture of myself, and like you can tell how good I am at social media, right? But all of your life is on there, right? Even
Not
people,
mine.
no, mine either, but mostly. But like even people will just post dumb things that don't make sense, you know?
Their cat, their children.
And yet you have
Their
to think about
spouses.
that. Yeah. You have to think about that because then certain aspects of privacy you feel violated if those aspects of privacy are violated, and yet you still find it okay to post these things online, which I'm not saying is bad inherently, but you have to
You
remember
make
that
yourself susceptible.
yeah,
And you have to like
danger.
you have to acknowledge that. Like if you're gonna post where you're at,
Be prepared for a serial killer to come murder you. I mean,
that or if you're like you post you're out of town and your house gets robbed.
right. That's probably more relatable. Anyway, I just jumped straight to the murder thing. I mean, this is a philosophy class. Guys.
Everything relates back to murder and Hitler.
Why have to bring that up? I'm just kidding. This is going to be such a great one. I just don't even know
It
what to
is.
say.
We'll spend it like a comedy hour.
All right, folks. So why did the chicken cross the road? That's the least funny joke I can think of.
I still don't get it.
I don't either.
Isn't it to get to the other side?
Yes, but
How
why?
is that funny?
It's not.
It's the lamest thing I have ever heard. Like, of course he crossed the street to get to the other side.
Why
would
else would he
you
cross the street? So that was a rant about
Chickens. And like, can we just be honest? A chicken would never cross the street because he would never be in the street. Unless it was like Armageddon and like they were taking over the world, then like we have other issues that we need to not like discuss at this moment.
Exactly.
We're more currently concerned with robots taking over the world, not chickens.
Exactly. Robot. That which brings us right back to
Cyber
ethics. Woo! We did it. All right. So
That was really smart. You have to give me credit.
I do. Credit. Yeah. I need a button to push where it like does the old timey applause. Yeah. Awkward silence. Crickets.
I can't make cricket noises. Oh my gosh. People are never going to come to Philosophy Club again. I am so sorry.
Me too.
I'm making my own self cringe.
I know mine too. I say,
What say you?
indeed. Say, hey now, babe. Maroon 5.
Nada.
Now I have to do this. Hold on.
Can someone like send us some questions or something? Like
Yes,
I don't know,
please.
like because I'm like
Anybody who is live, I was gonna put my number
do,
out
do
over
not
the
do
air.
that. Do not.
And then I
That is a
realized-
problem with cyber ethics right
Well,
there.
there we go, guys. If you have questions, please come by and visit the radio room. We're gonna be here until 3,
On
even
the dot.
3:10 ish. So come by, please ask questions. Hello, ma'am. Do you have any questions for us? You're just walking by. Okay. Nice to see you.
She'd probably prefer us not to take a picture and post her online.
Okay, Matthew said Edward Snowden. Snowman.
He would say that.
Of course he would.
He would say something that I have no idea.
I actually know what he's talking about.
I mean, I know what he's talking about, like, but can I put that in words?
Okay, so this is actually very relevant. I'll help you put it in words.
Can I put it in words?
Go ahead.
I literally just said I can't put
I
it in
know.
words to like. Can I put it in words?
You can.
Like he was a Russian spy, or he like gave some information to the Russians or some weird stuff like that. Yeah, I get it. That made no sense. You go ahead.
That was fun. Okay. See, this is the problem. I have too much power because I'm sitting in the driver's seat.
These are
here.
lies. I'm the president.
That's true. I can't argue with that.
You only have as much power as I give you. Therefore, I'm giving you a lot of power.
That's what she thinks.
Burn.
That's what she thinks. What? Oh, I forgot you were sitting there. Okay, so the face.
She won't be communications officer next semester.
Well, it was a good run, you guys. And with a bang. Wait, now I have to do this. Hold on. Applause.
What is that? Oh my gosh. We're never allowed to do another radio show by ourselves ever again. Someone please help us. Save us.
Seriously.
We're just going further and further down the rabbit hole. This is Alice in Wonderland 2.0.
Okay, applause sound. I don't even know why I'm still doing this. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys.
We'll be here all week.
Okay, so.
I feel like Manzy's going to murder us. Oh, good gosh.
Me too. Oh, my God. I feel so bad. Cyber ethics.
I think we've been at this for 15 minutes, and what have we covered?
Cyber ethics. Saying the words cyber ethics. Okay, so Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden was a Russian spy. He divulged government secrets to the enemy because he felt it would be immoral for him not to do so. So it kind of goes back to that the cross between like legality and morality. Like if something is legal but it's not moral,
or vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. Then what should we be not allowed to do, but what should we feel compelled to do in that situation?
So
he's not Russian. People? Stop talking. I'm sorry, Matthew. I tried. You're butchering it. Well, then, you know what?
Write me a script. Write a script.
I'm going to call you, Matt, and you can talk over the phone into the microphone.
Is that okay? This is going to be so awkward.
I know. Are you okay with that, Matt? I'm going to call you in 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
You had your chance. We're calling in an expert today. An expert in cybersecurity.
Caller 1, you are now online.
Hello, caller 1. Welcome on air. Please tell us about Edward Snowden.
Okay, so as much as I know, he was a security analyst for the CIA, and so he released publicly. He released what do you call it? Classified information that was proof or evidence that the NSA was basically spying on people and violating all kinds of privacy rules.
Right.
And he was prosecuted as a traitor, and right now he has asylum in Russia.
Ah, so that's where the Russian things come in.
Yeah, he's not
Russia
Russian,
is the
he's
place
American.
to be.
So he got exiled to Siberia?
He didn't get exiled. He fled.
Oh.
Hashtag life of a criminal.
Okay, so what's the significance of that as it relates to cybersecurity?
Was what he did ethical?
That's an interesting question. I think a lot of people could argue, yes, it was ethical, just because it would be immoral in his mind, again, not to do it from his perspective. And then, as I was going to say, other people, they could argue...
Like me.
Obviously, they could argue that it was not ethical. And as a security analyst for the CIA, it's his first and foremost priority, to protect and defend the United States of America. And by divulging those secrets, that was a breach of contract. Yeah, exactly. What would you say,
You were
Matt?
violating.
I would say that he's a security analyst, so it's his duty, or whatever you want to call it, to protect the secrets of the USA because it's the right thing to do. So if it ever happens that in his job description he's required to do something or not do something that isn't the right thing to do, it becomes, for lack of a better term, a moot point.
Right, exactly. That's really interesting.
I'm going to hang up now.
Okay.
No.
Leave us. Fine. Well, that was from our expert security analyst, Matthew Watson. Hashtag my brother. Shout out, Matt.
Why would you shout out my full name on the radio?
Security breach. Privacy breach.
We are killing it.
Yeah, we are.
Literally.
Murdering it.
Goodbye.
Okay, any last words?
Good luck.
Savage.
I think that implies we're failing.
I think so. So now we know about Edward Snowden.
So I guess I'll go first
Okay,
because
please.
why not?
Of course, you're the president.
Duh. You made me lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Jeez. So it's like, you know, I gave you that example one time about like the FBI, and if you're in the FBI and let's say like some terrorist activity is about to go down and your family happens to be involved in that situation, you are not allowed to call them because other people do not have that advantage of a heads up of like fleeing a situation that could possibly kill thousands.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Same thing kind of applies. Like, yes, wouldn't the moral thing to be alert people? But if alerting people causes more harm than good. You see
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, like, the CIA made this classified for a reason. They don't just classify anything. They classify things that could pose a national threat to security.
Like Area 51.
No, not like Area 51. Yeah, though there probably is some things going down there.
Yeah, probably.
Aliens.
That's like the Twilight Zone theme song. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's it. I really don't have anything to add.
I don't either, honestly.
I mean, just keep your mouth shut. Just like
if you're really concerned about privacy.
Secrets are meant to be kept.
Yeah.
He's like out of my book anyway. Like, you made a promise and you broke that promise.
Exactly.
There's no redemption. I mean, I guess that kind of goes along with like I've been watching like Pretty Little Liars. This has really nothing to do with that, but it just made me think about how we were talking about secrets.
Yeah,
you're meant to keep secrets.
Right.
You break secrets,
bad things happen.
Now, like, well, you break promises, not break secrets. That made no sense. But like, if you do that, now you're compromising your morality in a way you didn't intend to.
Right, exactly.
So by telling that information, although what he thought what he was doing was the moral thing to do, he was also doing an immoral thing by breaking his promise to serve and protect.
Right, exactly.
So that was a two-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because that's all I have to say is, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because Cameron's always right.
True.
You heard it here first.
Trace is here. Boca Open the door. Sorry, guys, for advance. That was really loud. Welcome. We are dying. We need help.
It's just y'all?
It's just us.
You should have told me. All right, what are we talking about?
We're talking about cyber ethics.
Man, you should have said we were talking about...
Which radio are you on? Is that 3? 4.
You should have said...
one.
There you go.
Hannah, you should have said we were talking about...
Okay, cyber ethics.
Hippies. We were talking about hippies.
I'd love to talk about hippies. 60s, actually.
Hippies.
The 20s is my
the
spirit.
rise of weed.
The 20s is my spirit generation. But if it wasn't the 20s, then it'd be the 60s.
Nice. Yeah. Peace out, bro.
Yeah. Did
you hear what I said? No.
That we're talking about hippies.
Yeah, and the rise of weed.
Weed.
Literally what I said.
Weed is weed is the vape of drugs. It's like the nut.
Yeah, see, I get high on chamomile, so I'm good. What did he say? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's like the vaping to smoking is like weed is to other drugs. It's like you can't commit, and so you're like, everyone else is doing it.
Okay, so let's just do pure marijuana.
What is that?
So what are you suggesting we do?
I'm not suggesting anything because we're on radio, but
Oh, well, guys, that was an implication, so we're just gonna hang up now.
Only if you make it one.
We can read between the lines. I'll ask you afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, cyber ethics.
Yes. So we just finished talking about Edward Snowden. We had our expert call in.
We know people. He may or may not be connected to Bill Gates.
Possibly
if he is,
not.
can you ask him to call him to write me a check for $1 billion?
Hey, Matt, Please tell Bill Gates.
Jeez, my gosh. Why are you letting the FBI know this?
Because you already said it on radio?
No, but I didn't refer to the person I was getting the money from.
What money?
I don't know, Matt.
There's 1,000 and like 1,001 billion, 1 gazillion Matts.
Exactly. It could be Matt Watson for all we know.
Gosh.
Oh, now I understand.
I don't know
Wink.
these people. They kidnapped me.
Mancy's probably listening to this and going,
Oh, he
what
is.
does Philosophy Radio Hour become?
Yeah, he's like, why did I hire these guys as my
Higher?
sort
Doesn't
of?
sound like there's money
I'm not
involved.
getting paid.
Yeah, that's
Are you
true.
getting paid?
No.
Wait, you're
Manzi,
not?
are you paying Hannah?
Y'all aren't getting paid?
Son of a bleep.
Just kidding. Okay, cyber ethics.
Yes.
Nothing that we're doing right now is ethical.
But it is cyber, so we got half of it right. These are broken.
Did these work? Oh, there we go. Okay, well, let's see. Let's take, for instance, swearing on radio.
I think it should
What
be
the-
allowed.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I mean,
well,
because you're, okay, so you swear.
do ethics change because it reaches a larger amount of people? That's what I'm saying. Like freedom of speech.
Interesting.
Take freedom of speech, for instance. Like no one can tell you whether to swear or not in your own private conversation.
Well, I think that's where I was going to go with it. It depends, because I was going to say, like, clearly you don't swear in front of your parents. I mean,
You
if you
don't?
have, well, I don't. But
Sorry,
anyway,
Mom.
like the whole point of that was, yes, if it's reaching a larger audience, but I also think like what audience is it reaching? Because like you have to take comedians, for example. Some comedians are very raunchy, and like they put a disclaimer that if this is not the kind of material you're willing to listen to, then be aware that this may not be the show for you. So I think like to some degree, no, you shouldn't swear if like the audience you're listening to, the audience that you're trying to portray a message to is against swearing. But like I don't think you should do it. You should be allowed to do it, and you shouldn't be allowed to do it, depending on like the situation.
Right. So, like for instance, our policy at Richland is to not swear on the radio.
Right.
Exactly.
So you could construe that as limiting of speech, but you could also construe it as just a condition
Of being at
to
school.
use the equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can't use the equipment unless we agree to the terms. So
But then it's again like
that's, I
when
think
you're
I feel like
saying
that's a
agreeing
bad
to the
example.
term-
But like the point is with cyber ethics, does it make a difference? Do we factor in the number of people, the quantity or quality of people that we will reach via the internet or something? Should that change the way we view ethics?
Well, I was going to say when you're talking about an agreement, like when you were saying about it limiting our speech, I think when we all came into this radio studio, we all signed that agreement. Now, like if you didn't read what it said, that's kind of like your problem for not reading that like little
Right.
like terms of agreement. I think it's the same thing like with social media. You're not supposed to post certain things on social media. Clearly people do it,
Yeah.
but you agree to a set of terms. And I feel like that's more a personal problem if you agree to those terms and then feel like your rights are being violated, because basically you signed your rights over.
Exactly.
But who reads those, right?
Nobody reads them, I'm just saying.
Right.
To some of us, it's a given. Like, to some of us, it's a given. We shouldn't post racial slurs on, like, social media. That's way outside of, like, the terms of agreement and, like, how you use social media and just the terms of agreement and how we live in society. You
Yeah,
shouldn't
exactly.
read say racial slurs. So I think there are some things that you say that, like, we agree to certain terms and they bleed over into social media because we already agreed to them naturally. And then there's certain things that we haven't agreed to as a society that is basically only used for social media.
Right.
And then that's where it becomes tricky. It's just like I can do this in public, so why can't I do it on social media?
Here's something that I think is interesting. Again, I don't know enough about cyber ethics to really like hacking, things like that. I don't know anything about hacking. I would imagine just like it's okay occasionally for the government to break into an enemy's building to steal secrets. It would be okay to hack every now and then.
So your house?
Well, that's different, right? So like what I'm saying is
You didn't get it.
an enemy government constitutionally. But that takes me to where I was trying to go, and that like our house is protected under the Constitution, right?
No, I
like
was
you need
making a
warrant.
joke.
No, but I was going to go there because there was a case in the Supreme Court that the warrantless search and seizure of digital contents of a cell phone during an arrest is unconstitutional. They can search your pockets during an arrest, but they can't search the phone that they find in your pocket.
Really?
Because I don't want to misquote. Digital data stored on a cell phone. I'm quoting Chief Justice John Roberts. Digital data stored on a cell phone cannot itself be used as a weapon to harm an arresting officer or to effectuate the arrestee's escape. Law enforcement officers remain free to examine the physical aspects of a phone to ensure that it will not be used as a weapon. Say determine whether there's a razor blade hidden between the phone and its case. But once an officer has secured a phone and eliminated any potential physical threats, however, data on the phone can endanger no one, meaning that data on the phone cannot be used to endanger the criminal.
Interesting.
Modern cell phones, I quote again, modern cell phones are not just another technological convenience. With all they contain and all they may reveal, they hold for many Americans the privacies of life. The fact that technology now allows an individual to carry such information in its hand does not make the information any less worthy of protection for which the founders fought.
That makes sense.
So basically, a phone is on the same level as a house, constitutionally protected.
I can see that. I mean, if you think about how much stuff people store on their phone, that makes sense.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, like, everybody at this point is going, like, digital. I mean, like, who really, like, keeps papers?
That's true. Even at the UPS store where I work. I don't know why I said that over the radio.
But the question is, and I feel like this is where we move into more philosophy rather than like law, which I feel like most of cyber ethics would be a law discussion, not philosophy. But the question is, if we have a phone like that and we carry it around in our pocket and we know we can use it and we know that criminals can steal it and we know that there are people who can guess your code, potentially guess your code and get in and see all your information, are we making a choice, you know, kind of like you mentioned earlier, Cameron, an agreement with the rules, like not a signed agreement, but an agreement that we just make by living in society? Does it really make sense to constitutionally protect a phone? Or as users of a phone, have we unofficially, you know, signed some sort of agreement saying, look, my information's here. If I lose it,
it's up to me. It's my responsibility.
Yeah, it's my responsibility.
Yeah.
Can I take, like, go on, like, a tangent? Like, it's related, but it's not related. Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of like how I've always been about. I think it's almost impossible to talk about rape and not talk about the circumstances surrounding how a person gets raped. Now, someone dressing like immorally, or what would be considered immoral, if they're not like necessarily modest, that doesn't give them a right to be raped. But it doesn't make them susceptible. So, like, carrying a phone makes us susceptible to our information being stolen. Does that mean our information should be stolen? No.
Right.
But it's like, if you're going to dress a certain way that, you know, may bring around a certain group of people and a certain instance, certain situation takes place, not necessarily you're aware of it. You're just not really necessarily caring about the, like, how that may end for you. But it's like if you walk down a dark alley and you get killed in that dark alley. The person shouldn't have killed you, but don't you have some obligation to say, well, I kind of made myself a target by walking down a dark alley. I shouldn't have walked down the dark alley.
Right. But the thing is, to me, as a law-abiding citizen most of the time, just kidding. No, but is it fair that a criminal, just because he does all his correspondence with his fellow criminals on his phone, can't get arrested for that? But if he goes around carrying a package of letters in the back of his car with which he's corresponded with his criminals, we can search those, right?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
I think you can, because they're possession in this car.
It's weird because, like, typically, from my knowledge, when you have a search warrant has to be very specific. You can't just search anything. It has to be very specific. You're only allowed to search what is in that search warrant.
But if your car smells like weed, they can search your car for drugs.
Yes, they can. And then it's odd because there's certain things that, like, if you find something, like, if they smelled weed, then, like, and they find weed, then they can arrest you for the weed. But it's a little bit more tricky if they thought you had weed and they find something else that wasn't weed, then it makes it a lot more complicated for them to prosecute you, because then it was like you were led under false pretenses. You searched my car because you thought I had weed. I didn't have weed. I may have had cocaine. So you know what I'm saying? Like, then it makes it a lot more tricky for like the DA to prosecute you because you were led under false pretenses. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's protection in that, because it's like, well, you wouldn't have searched my car if you hadn't thought you smelled weed. Therefore, you wouldn't have found the cocaine, and I wouldn't have been arrested.
Yeah.
That's like
I'm just thinking about that situation. Driving around in a car with cocaine in it and smells like weed. Like, what the
I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
no, I'm not laughing at you.
It's just
I'm
like-
just trying to imagine that in real life. It's honestly something that would happen, though.
Yeah.
Probably in
Yeah.
California.
It's kind of like how if they like when they come into your house
Or Houston.
and they like if they find something that wasn't like in the like search warrant, it's inadmissible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like it's tricky. It's just like so there's a lot more that protects you, I think, than people realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how you like technically you can drink. You're not supposed to drink beer on the street, but like if you conceal it,
In a paper bag.
yeah, salsa okay.
In my canteen. My
Right.
hip
Yep.
flask.
You can do that. I know plenty of people.
My Camelback.
He looks a little adept at this.
We know how to get away
Mhm.
with a lot of things.
Mhm.
Some of those things may or may not.
Well, if I
be
ever
murder.
if any of us ever run for president, they're going to go back to this podcast.
Oh, exactly.
What? No.
I'm going to basically do what Kamala Harris did and Obama did, and basically just come out and say I've smoked weed.
Yeah, then you'll win the vote.
Exactly.
That'll help you win president. Oh, she smoked weed. I'm going to vote
She's
for her.
Dope.
But,
Pun intended.
Disclaimer: I have not smoked weed.
Even
Yeah.
though she's wearing a shirt that looks like Bob Marley with a cat. And
That
it
looks like
a
he's
little bit weed.
like weed.
Yeah.
Like the Adidas logo.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But she's not a weed eater.
What?
I'm a cocaine eater now.
What?
Oh.
That escalated quickly.
So weird.
Really did. Well, I couldn't say marijuana because, like, technically there's the same thing. That just would have been weird.
You said that wrong. It's marijuana.
So I'm guessing you shop at Target and not Target.
Exactly.
Get on Hannah's level. I realize Manzy's listening. He's probably like, what in the world?
Oh, God.
You put drug addicts over your, like, whole, like, club thing.
Speak for yourselves. God,
I know what you're doing.
Don't drag me down in this.
So you're an alcoholic?
I did not
One of two
say
vices.
that I'm...
One of two vices.
Well, not really. There's
Spectacular.
another vice.
Re-elect us
There's
in fall
another vice.
2019.
There's another vice.
It ends with X?
Xenophobia?
What?
Just kidding.
That doesn't even end in X.
I'm just
That
kidding.
ends with an A, right?
Yes,
Can I spell? I don't even know.
Probably not.
No, I can't spell.
Okay, so how about this? I watched a video for my government class, and it was basically 46 minutes of why you should not talk to the cops.
Because I'm black?
That was not one of the reasons. Interesting. So basically, there's this lawyer, right? And he's giving this conversation about why it's always detrimental when people talk to the cops. And I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with this disclaimer.
I feel like it's because they can, like, entrap you.
Right. Well, you have to remember, too, that cops are human. And we are human, so they could remember details
RoboCop
wrong.
isn't human.
That's what I was going to say. Are they, though? I think cops fall into a whole different category of human.
Superhuman?
No. Subhuman.
Oh.
God, don't be like that.
I still respect my fellow officers in blue. Y'all make me cringe.
What if you make them cringe? Oh,
It's cool. I'm not talking to them anyway.
I don't know why I brought that
I have
up
standards.
now. I was trying to relate it to cyber ethics in some way. Yeah. Anyway.
It was if a cop is doing immoral stuff on his Instagram, but his Instagram is private, then what?
That's a good
You
point.
should know that private Instagram is not private.
True.
That's very true.
Sad day for him.
Yup.
Someone just
Well,
got
you
fired.
know that's you know that like some people I read on the news a couple of years ago, some guy was like posting videos of him holding his weapons, his illegally obtained weapons. Yes. And he posted that and he's like, "Yeah, I got all these," and whatever people say
That's
on
stupidity.
Facebook, yeah. And yeah, he got caught and arrested.
That's
So
like me killing someone in a dark alley and then posting pictures of that dead body and telling the cops where to find me.
or even Manzi brought up, he said that when he was in school a long time ago.
Years and years ago. How did he say it was? 60?
He said
63.
no, y'all are
63,
so off.
yeah.
He said he was 74.
That's
Oh,
right.
you know what? You're right. I thought it was 73 though.
So when he was in school
May
in
have been
during World War
100.
II,
yes.
He may have been alive right after Lincoln, like
The Civil War?
issued the Emancipation
No, I
Proclamation.
thought it was George Washington when the
No, I think it was even before that. I think it was back like during like John Smith.
no,
and,
anyway,
like,
he's
Pocahontas.
74,
yes.
and he was in grad school.
Yeah, he was in grad school a long time ago. And
When I mean they had to do everything manually, and you couldn't like
With like typewriters.
exactly.
so apparently one
encyclopedias.
dude typewritered on his Wi-Fi.
Reddit.
Back
Back when it was a corkboard.
yeah, he posted on the corkboard Reddit with a typewriter that he was going to or had already placed a explosive device
Bomb.
somewhere. Yes, I didn't want
Jeez,
to say
what-
that on the air.
What
dude.
ratchet school did he go to?
But the point
Texas
is,
Tech. No, I'm just kidding.
God, the point is that the
Just kidding.
I meant
This
nothing
turned
of
into
what
a
I
comedy
said.
show.
It
Sorry.
really has. You should have been here earlier. I'm like, it's literally just going to be like an hour worth of comedy.
Yeah, pretty
this
much.
is really
We
what
were
it's
like-
turned into.
yeah, you'll have to listen to it later because I don't want to repeat.
Please
But
hire
anyway.
me. I need a job.
The reason why I told that story was because the cops found him within a matter of like 15 minutes. I think Manzi said.
Because they followed his footprints from the
Yeah,
corkboard
on the corkboard and the typewriter.
to his wagon.
Yeah, his covered wagon.
Where his horse laid footprints in the snow.
Yellow snow.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry, Manzi.
I'm not.
Ratchet.
How dare you use that word to define me? I'm not ratchet. I'm
Savage.
exactly.
So, part of the discussion yesterday.
Tuesday.
Yes, whenever yesterday was.
There's only one day.
We're really high right now.
I actually think that people would believe us.
We're high on power.
No, we're
are
high on
so
personality.
We're so drunk with power. We're just going to do whatever in the world we want to right now.
Oh God.
Except as long as it abides by these agreements right here on this wall.
Exactly.
Therefore, I will not cuss.
Beep.
I'm really nervous to walk out of this studio.
I know.
I feel like the cops are going to be right there ready to arrest me.
They're like, we need to ask you guys a few questions.
May or may
please
not have to
take
do with the
this
fact of what you're
breathalyzer.
snorting after school. It's only like the candy stuff, okay? I swear. I swear.
You're snorting Gatorade powder?
What is wrong with y'all?
I have a friend who did that. We weren't friends for long.
Because he didn't share.
He literally snorted his because he didn't share. No. So we were on a backpacking trip, and they gave us Gatorade powder, and he snorted it.
That can kill you.
Like at the meals.
That's like pure sugar.
At the meals, he'd be sitting
pure
on a
sugar
log,
into your
snorting his
bloodstream.
Gatorade powder. It was weird.
We should be really thankful to whatever entity that you serve.
He was a weird kid.
Clearly, I mean, Gatorade? Who wouldn't snort Kool-Aid? Kool-Aid. Not Gatorade.
I don't drink Kool-Aid.
It's an ethnic thing. You wouldn't know about it.
No, I just don't want to die.
Oh. This is such a great radio.
I'm done.
Well,
We should sing a song.
watch out where... Don't you eat the
It's
yellow
3.
snow. Watch out where...
You wouldn't even sing a real song. Jeez. How high are we right now?
Not high. High on
Enough.
personality.
I'm very low right now.
On personality?
My soul is dark and dead.
Yep. I don't know why I agreed with that. Anyway.
Because I'm black.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Trace, are you jealous? I think you're jealous.
Of? My good looks? Yes.
Oh. Well, why? You have them.
Well, I'm jealous of the image in the mirror.
That's why I'm starting with...
Oh, so you mean me? Because I can see you, and I'm, like, in the mirror, so I think you mean me.
What?
In the mirror.
You said
And
because
the
of the
mask can
image that's in the mirror, and I'm
change
saying
his
I can see you,
way.
therefore you can see me, so you must be talking about me.
Sure. Yes.
No image could get any
That's
clearer.
not the words.
If you want...
That is not the words.
Michael
No.
Jackson triggers me.
No.
Michael Jackson triggers me. Cyber ethics, guys. If the musician is sexually
I
depraved,
believe I can fly. I believe I can touch.
should the radio, again, this goes back to the size of our audience and the randomness of an audience. Like, if you don't know who exactly your audience is, does the radio, as a piece of technology, have an obligation to not play something or to do as they want as an entity and allow people to tune in or tune out as they wish?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I don't watch the Kardashians.
Wait, yes to both?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
No, he was like saying that...
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like, I feel like, yes, I mean, I guess you have a certain obligation.
What?
Well... Poor Hannah.
Poor Hannah. Poor us.
Because you are condemned to be free to sit here and listen
I
to
thought you were going to say
yourself.
something else.
Condemned to die?
No, the other thing. That's worse than
Condemned.
that.
Worse than dying?
Living.
Well, I'm a Christian. So, death isn't the problem.
So what's the problem?
Hell. Hell is the problem.
You just cussed on air.
I was thinking the same thing.
To certain
All right,
people.
I think
To
we're just
certain
going
people.
to go ahead and shoot this radio show and take it out of its misery. So,
Oh,
folks,
that was dark.
sorry, that was. I meant that nicely. Nicely shoot the radio show.
What?
We're
I
gonna
meant
get in
shoot
so
it like
much
as in a
trouble.
picture
We're going to get in so much trouble.
and hang it on the wall. Dark. Okay, so you are listening to KDUX Web Radio, broadcast live from Richland College in Dallas, Texas. We are the voice of Richland College. Views expressed on the show are our own unless otherwise stated and do not reflect the opinion of KDUX Web Radio, Richland College, or the DCCCD. We have been the Philosophy Club Radio Hour, folks, and
We out.
please don't think about it. Anyway, we out.
Yeah.